Hey, 60-day challengers, it's Stacy coming to you. I think it's end of week 7 or beginning of week 8. And depending on when you started, that's where the majority of you guys are. So I'm excited to hear from Brandy over the next week or two in regards to how everybody did in the program. I've already seen some of your results and it's very exciting. I know that some of you are a little bit frustrated in not losing what you want. But I know that all of you are going to be looking really hot for the holiday. I'm a bit frustrated in the slow progress that I'm having in the program. So I'm diving deep into the things that I want to talk to you about today and why things may be a little bit slow for some of you and what we might need to tweak if you want to continue with us on your fat loss journey. Help become more fit, improve your VO2 max, improve your metabolism, improve your balance between your lean mass and your fat mass, and get into starting off the new year right. So I just want to do a quick video for you, just showing you the different reasons why you may be having some issues and give you some insight of what I'm finding out about myself in regards to where I am in the journey to becoming more fit and improving my metabolism. So let's go ahead and I've got a little PowerPoint presentation together here. So in my research over the past year in regards to putting together this program about metabolism and how to improve metabolism, my goal was to help people with fat loss because I've lost weight before, gained it back, lost weight before, gained it back. And many times when I've lost weight, I've lost muscle and not as much fat as I would have liked. So what I wanted to do now is find a way to help people, including myself, be able to lose fat, maintain or gain muscle, because now we know how important your muscle health or having an adequate amount of lean mass versus fat mass is important in regards to your metabolism. So I think I've told you before in other videos, I found out that my metabolism is significantly low. I had that kind of inkling anyway, but now I have the data and the results to say that for sure. With that information, I've been doing a lot of research and looking into how I can improve my metabolism. I have to say it's starting to make a little bit of a change. But the reason over the last few years that we found that people are having difficulties with their metabolism are these reasons here. So if you're not losing weight or if you're stuck or if you're plateauing, these are the areas we really have to look at. And one thing that I haven't written on here that I'm going to do a special presentation on in the next couple weeks is stress. So right now I'm just doing the things that we can gather some data on so that we can see where you're at in regards to your metabolism and your fat loss journey, or just feeling fit, even if you're not here to necessarily lose fat, but you just want to feel fit and feel like you can be active and want to feel healthy as you age. So we want to look at food sensitivity testing because I'll show you a couple case studies of patients who have had significantly great results with food sensitivity testing and weight loss. There may be some less than optimal hormone balance that needs to be addressed in order for you to regulate your metabolism. There may be some gut health issues that you're dealing with that you have to address because the gut is directly related to whether you can lose weight or not, the health of the gut that is. And you might need to look at your metabolic system or your metabolism in much more detail in order to figure out what you need to do in regards to calories, what you need to do in regards to exercise to improve your chances of moving the needle in whatever direction you want to achieve your health goals. So I'm going to be creating a video for each of these steps and also adding a stress video at the end as well. And you'll be getting those over the next couple weeks leading up to the holidays and things that you can start thinking about. I know everybody's busy during the holiday season, so I don't expect everybody to jump on this, but if you wanted to, we've got some specials that I'll eventually be announcing to you guys within the next couple weeks just for our 60-day challengers. But today I really want to emphasize food sensitivity testing, and there's a lot of information out there regarding food sensitivity testing, but not necessarily how it's related to weight loss. And then there's a lot of information out there that's not supported in the research, or that the research has shown certain food sensitivity tests are not worth your time and money. So we're going to go over that today as well too. So again, just a reminder, each week I'm going to be dropping a new video in regards to these topics, and then we'll talk about stress at the end as well too. We're going to start with food sensitivities and weight gain, how it addresses or how food sensitivities contribute to weight gain, and then what you can do about it. So food sensitivity and weight gain, what we're going to talk about today are what are food sensitivities, what is the difference between food sensitivity, intolerance, or food allergy, how do they cause weight gain or make it difficult to continue to lose weight. You might be stuck or you might not be moving in the right direction. And we're going to talk about what you can do about it, what we have to offer for you. But what are food sensitivities in the first place? So everybody gets the terms mixed up, and really food sensitivity specifically is gaining a little bit momentum in the conventional community, but overall conventional medicine really only recognizes intolerances and allergies. But food sensitivities are slightly different, and it also impacts a little bit different part of the physiology. So overall, food sensitivities are not allergies, okay? An allergy is something that you eat, and then you have an IgE response. Basically, it could be an anaphylactic response almost immediately after eating that food. With food sensitivities, you have a sensitivity to a food that can take a little bit of time for that to surface. So for me, it's gluten. If I have gluten in something I didn't know about, or if I'm for whatever reason, going to go, okay, I'm just going to have that, and I know it's potentially going to be a problem, I won't feel an issue right away. I'll feel achiness in my hip, potentially pain from my back all the way down to my foot within a day, usually within 24 hours of having that gluten. It took me a while to figure out that was causing that, but now that I figured it out, I know exactly what will happen if I ingest gluten. So unlike the immediate reaction that an allergic reaction has, food sensitivities will usually lead to something like weight gain, but also you can have joint pain, you can have headaches, migraines especially, other gastrointestinal disorders, but you won't see a food sensitivity always with somebody who has gastrointestinal disorders. But typically when there is a food intolerance, you will see gastrointestinal disorders. They used to think that celiac disease was food, and there's still some people that talk about that, but they've really discovered now that celiac disease is actually a autoimmune issue, right? So the body's attacking itself when gluten is ingested. That's very different from food sensitivities. When we talk about the testing, we're looking at food sensitivities, things that you might be severely reacting to, moderately reacting to, minimal reacting to, or not even reacting at all to, based on blood tests that we have done. We'll go into that in a little bit. It's a delayed reaction, not always gastrointestinal. Food tolerances can be delayed, can be immediate, and it's usually something that is related to the gastrointestinal system. So diarrhea from being lactose intolerant, bloating from having certain foods that contribute to bloating, like if you have SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Food allergies are most likely immediate responses, can be intermediate, can be severe reactions that require strict avoidance of that allergen. So how can food sensitivities be related to weight gain or difficulty losing weight? Well, food sensitivities can contribute to weight gain by several different ways. Let me get my face out of the way there. Chronic inflammation. So with food sensitivities contributing to creating inflammation in the gut, and in the next couple weeks I've got a couple videos to show you in regards to what gut health is like. That chronic inflammation can lead to persistent inflammation or systemic inflammation over time, and that can disrupt your metabolic processes and promote fat storage over time. And your body at times when it's under stress, it's not usually a great time for the body to release fat and get rid of it. So if your body is under physiological stress from either emotional stress or physiological stress from foods that you're eating, then it's less likely, it's going to be much slower to be able to get rid of weight as well too. So you may plateau much more quickly. So stress, both psychological stress and physiological stress, impede the ability to lose weight healthily. So hormone imbalances can be a contributing factor to why food sensitivities are potentially an issue with you losing the weight that you want to, or getting stuck if you are losing weight slowly. So the inflammation from those food sensitivities can affect hormones like insulin, they can affect cortisol, they can affect thyroid function. These things can increase your appetite and cause, again, fat accumulation as a result. And they can also make you feel very tired and lack the energy or the motivation to move your body to using the calories and getting rid of the fat. So they can also contribute to digestive issues. So not everybody has digestive issues with food sensitivities, but if they cause bloating or water retention, that can contribute to weight gain as well too. Those digestive issues can contribute to an altered gut microbiome, which when we talk about gut health in the next couple weeks, we'll talk about different studies that they know that if you have a certain type of microbiome, you're more apt to lose weight or gain weight. And there are numerous studies about that now. So that's really important. If we get rid of the food sensitivities that might be damaging the microbiome, then give the microbiome what it needs to be more diverse and healthy, then there's a better chance of being able to maximize your ability and your metabolism that impacts your ability to lose weight and keep it off. If you have food sensitivities, you can have increased cravings. So if you're eating foods potentially that are feeding the bad bacteria in your gut, then those foods that you may be sensitive to causing inflammation, those foods may also be stimulating that bad bacteria to kind of want or create more cravings. Those foods that you're sensitive to that you're eating will result in you having these food cravings that you feel like you don't have willpower, when it's actually gut health that is contributing to you wanting those foods more, and the inflammation that is created in the system because you're eating foods that you're sensitive to. Also, reduced activity. I've never really had a dairy issue in that I'd have to run to the bathroom after having milk or anything, but I wasn't always feeling well after having dairy. I didn't know why. But when I removed the food sensitivities that I had, and then one of them was whey protein, which is part of the proteins in dairy, and I was at an airport and I was in a hurry and I just wanted a healthy smoothie, so I grabbed a healthy smoothie and said, put some protein powder in there, didn't check to see what kind it was. It was whey protein, and literally I felt like I wanted to go to sleep within the next half an hour. So I was wiped out, and I certainly did not want to do any type of exercise as a result of feeling that way. So if you eat certain foods that make you feel extremely tired, you're going to be less likely to want to move and again exercise. So keep in mind that these food sensitivities could be to normally healthy foods. Like we'll talk about a couple of case studies at the end where they had food sensitivities to blueberries. I had a food sensitivity to spinach at one time. People having food sensitivities to sweet potato, white potato, beef, eggs, things like that. It can be foods that are generally healthy for you, that you think you're trying to do a good job and eat healthily, but then you're getting these reactions and you don't even know that that's contributing to inflammation in your system, which could be affecting your ability to lose weight. So there's different types of food sensitivities out there. The different tests that are available are IgG testing. In the last 3 or 4 years, those types of tests have been proven to be not very reliable. It shows exposure to certain foods and not sensitivity. You can get many false positives from these IgG tests out there. So if you're looking at other food sensitivities besides the one that I'm going to be recommending, just make sure it's not an IgG test, because those have been proven and shown to be inaccurate for what you're trying to accomplish. The other thing that we see that does work actually for people is the elimination diet. So I typically start with eliminating the normal triggers like gluten, dairy, and sugar. But people who are a little frustrated and don't want to remove some of those things, if you do an LCAT test or the food sensitivity test that we recommend, that will create a situation where you will see exactly which foods you're reacting to. And in this email, I've attached my LCAT test to show you what I'm severely reacting to, moderately reacting to, minimally reacting to, and not reacting to. And you can still have the foods that you're minimally reacting to and that you're not reacting to. And as you'll see on my test, it's a plethora of foods. There's a lot of things to eat, which is fantastic for your microbiome. Usually when people do food sensitivity elimination, they're taking stuff away most of the time and not adding stuff in. So the LCAT helps us find a way to add foods in, create a healthier microbiome, and decrease the inflammation because you're staying away from foods that you are reacting to. So this requires a blood test, and we're going to be having blood testing here at the clinic. So you can get blood tests done here, have you sign up for a specific time, meet the phlebotomist here at the clinic, and they'll draw the blood. Then we send that in, or you send that in via FedEx after the test is done. So it's going to be extremely convenient to do. So these, again, the LCAT test looks at, again, non-allergens, right? So we're not talking about allergies. So let's say something came up on your LCAT test that you know you're allergic to. You still don't eat those foods, right? Because you know that you would have an allergic response to them. But you'll see in my food sensitivity report what that LCAT report looks like. So I want to go over these case studies of two significant cases that we've had where actually the first case study, 46-year-old female, she was one of the first people that I worked with in regards to weight loss and utilizing food sensitivities. She did have gastrointestinal problems, so at that time I was also trying to help her with that, with her fatigue, with just feeling like she had brain fog, joint soreness, all that type of stuff. She was eating well and exercising. We looked at, she was not exercising, but she was eating really well and she could not shift the weight. And she doesn't really love to exercise, so that was going to be one of the last things that we implemented into her program because she knew that she wouldn't be as dedicated to that. You know how I feel about exercise and how Brandy feels about exercise, but we want to make it so that people are successful in their program, so we weren't going to start there with her. So once we followed the directions of the ALCAT test, and she was on our gut reconditioning program for 3 months. She lost a total of 52 pounds over a year and has kept that off with almost 2 years later now. But she lost 28 pounds in the first 3 to 4 months. So she had an extraordinary result to getting rid of her food sensitivities and able to really minimize the inflammation. And she says she never felt hungry. So she had so many different foods to choose from, and she just stayed away from the one who creating that inflammation in her system and messing with her metabolism as well. Then we have a 57-year-old female who has been trying to lose weight on and off for basically, she said, forever. She was eating well. She was exercising and doing a really good job of it. She was also on HRT, so she had ticked off a lot of the boxes in regards to hormones, exercise, and diet. But when we added in the food sensitivity aspect for her, that's when things really started to shift. And these last 4 to 5 months on our New Way program, she's lost 22 pounds. And, and there's been ups and downs and plateaus. We are helping her through those things as well too. So she's lost over 10 inches and she's decreased her body fat percentage by 7%. So it's just amazing what can happen if the food sensitivities are the thing that's keeping you and your metabolism from optimizing your overall ability to lose fat and to really get the results that you want. And we do unfortunately find these things happening, around perimenopause, in menopause, or for some people, 7 to 10 years after menopause. There is a shift in hormone levels for females in all those different areas. So we want to jump on that with food sensitivity testing as soon as possible. But also, again, food sensitivity testing is meant to give you more things to eat. Thank you so much for your time and for being a part of this program. I hope that you found it to be beneficial. Your official launch of the 60-day challenges that we're now going to be implementing throughout the year. So if you wanted to rejoin at some time, that would be totally fine. We're also going to give you an opportunity in the next couple weeks, again, as the holidays kind of roll to an end, to get started either with us in January with the New Way Fat Loss Program for a discounted price, or we're going to be looking at giving you an opportunity to continue using the Trainerize app, also having Brandy as your personal coach as well with that. And then we'll be giving you a big discount on that as well too, because we'll be launching some of these new programs in the new year. Brandy will also be sending a survey out to you to ask for your feedback in regards to what you thought was good, what you felt needed some work, and if there's any other suggestions that you have for the program, so that we can make it the best for you if you want to continue, but also for others as they come on board. So thanks so much, and I look forward to hearing from you soon, and you'll get the next email, video, and presentation about hormone health next week.